It's time to discuss an era of doom. I'm over here like, come on, trailer, impress me. What can they do to impress me?
Hell answers to me. For I am Doom.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So we have a new official trailer for Avengers Doomsday, and everything we've been seeing about the marketing has been quite fascinating because I've had such a rocky experience with what I'm thinking about this movie. I'm still in a cautiously optimistic mood about it. I feel like this is going to be a lot to juggle for the Avengers, a lot to juggle for Marvel Studios as a whole. They're making a lot of fascinating calls that excite me, but also do get me curious. Ever since they announced Robert Downey Jr. as Doom, I've had a weird opinion about it because I've just been like, why make that call? Is that just reliant on nostalgia? Is it reliant on the nostalgia goggles? Are we just going to be looking at a Tony Stark variant, a look-alike? Are we going to be relying on the fact that it's Robert Downey Jr.'s name plastered on it? Is this going to feel like an authentic story? Is Doom going to feel like a character? That's what I love so much about this trailer, though, is admittedly this is the best trailer of the bunch because it feels like it's highlighting the conflict of Doom himself, the inner conflict within him, a character piece. This feels like the most character-driven we've gotten of the trailers because it's focusing on a character we haven't seen. We're finally getting Doom development. That's really what stood out to me with this trailer is I like that we're getting a focus on Doom's POV, right? Kind of building as motivation. Every trailer I've been thinking like, what is the motivation? What is actually going on here? The trailers have all, to me, just been like, look, we have a great cast. We're making an Avengers movie. Cheer for us, please. But I need more than that. I need a story gripping me. What is the character here? This is a story that hooks me. This is fascinating. What is Doom's motivation here? It looks like he has a mural plastered of what I'm assuming might be his mom from what I've heard of in Doom lore and comics. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know everything about Dr. Doom. I really don't. I know a few good things, though, in terms of the fact that I know that he is a significant threat. He is a multiversal marriage of magic and science, the brain of something like Tony Stark or Reed Richards, more so Reed Richards, and the magic and stuff of Doctor Strange and Mephisto in that world of Marvel combined together to make this hybrid of a character that is OP as fuck. But not just OP, but arrogant. He has an ego about him. He has this complex, almost like a god complex, of protection that is in some takes in comics. I'm wondering if that's what they're pulling from for this movie. I'm sure they are. That is what fascinates me on the poetic rhyming of what Tony Stark's mentality was. I'm like, are they going to dive much into that? I kind of don't require that, but I do see the similarities of Tony Stark and Victor Von Doom in terms of putting a suit of armor around the world, but going about it the wrong way. What I think this movie needs to do, it really needs to just focus up. I think it needs to be a Doom story. And this is the first time the trailers made it feel like, all right, this is going to be a Doom narrative following Doom's POV. That could be the ballsy move, but even more so than Infinity War. Infinity War was very popular because it felt like a Thanos movie. It's kind of championed as a Thanos film. But really, I wanted to take it a step further. I wanted to actually embody that mindset for this movie. I'm talking from the jump. I would love if we just follow Doom. We get his story. That's the movie. A flashback of his narrative. A story of his backstory, catching us up to the moment of now, but painting it through Doom's POV. Put us on his side before Secret Wars. And I think that is where I do see the strength of having a Robert Downey Jr. because Robert Downey Jr. is so good at acting like a character that's three-dimensional. He can pull you in and have you have sympathy. But also he does play characters where you can recognize the wrong in them and have frustration with them. He's so good at towing that line. He did it with Tony Stark. I'm curious on how he's going to do that with Doom, but I hope it doesn't feel the same as Tony Stark. It should not feel like copy and paste. And that is the relief with this trailer, is that he sounds great. I love his voice so far, and I like that here they are diving into the history. It looks like we're doing some emotional stuff between him and Reed Richards, so there is a built foundation between them relationship-wise. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty scared that the Fantastic Four in this movie were just gonna be backseat characters. I still have that concern. I hope this is the first time in a trailer I've been like, oh, that might actually be the focus here. I hope so. They need to be. I really want to see where Reed Richards' mind goes post-Fantastic Four's movie. I loved his arc in that film, but now I want to see him go against the mastermind that is his adversary, Dr. Doom. What was their friendship like? What made them break apart? I love broken brotherhood storylines. I love stories about characters that start off together as friends or as camaraderie people, but then they end up being enemies by the end for some reason, and then you get to understand why. I love that shit. When it's done well, it can really sing. And if this movie can pull it off in a 3-hour structured time, I'll be so impressed. Because that is one thing I am excited in one aspect that I've thought about with each Doomsday trailer. It's not the action set piece moments that are standing out to me. It's the smaller moments that I'm appreciating, like the character beats, like Shuri and the Fantastic Four meeting, or Thor grieving and worried about his daughter Love, who, I'm not gonna lie, I almost forgot Love existed. I don't want to talk about Thor Love and Thunder. That movie brings me no joy. It brings me no happiness. It just makes me sad. But talking about shit I like, I hope Doomsday can validate the existence of Love and make her a prominent point for Thor in this movie, and retroactively make it to where it's like Love and Thunder is a bit necessary, because admittedly that is what previous old MCU was good as. Even if you didn't like a movie or a direction, the following movie does a good job at retroactively making it worth it for the long arc going on. I'm hoping that that's the magic Doomsday is trying to pull off, like good improv. Remember, the guys, it's like the old MCU guard. That was not all fully planned. The Thanos stuff, the Infinity Gems, it was well built up to, but it was a lot of good improv and jamming with artists working together to get to that point. It wasn't always perfectly planned, squeaky clean. I'm hoping that Doomsday can kind of toe that line, because they're working with a lot more against them. I still have my concerns. They're all still here, but this has been the most interesting in terms of trailers, at giving us a POV of Doom himself. I love that moment, and you do feel the history between Pedro Pascal and Victor Von Doom. And he's all like, look, Victor, did you do this? Did you do this? I'm like, what world did they just wipe out? Is that Central Park, and is that Toby's planet? Do not make me come for you. That wasn't me talking in terms of the characters. If you come for Toby, I'm coming for you, Marvel. I'm not doing shit. I'll be so sad, though, if you do anything to Toby. I don't have any power, but please don't take Toby from me. Jokes aside, it's gonna be fun to see where this goes. I do love the tone that this trailer adopts. It feels riveting. It feels menacing. Like, Doom's presence here feels so menacing compared to what we've seen before, because at least it's so focused on him. That line being shown at the beginning, and the moment when Thor's going for Doom, it hits so much harder when you see the context of Thor being like, I'm gonna send you to hell and you're gonna beg for it before you even get there. Like, that whole line hits so much harder, because now you're like, what is getting Thor to meet that mindset? It's probably the fact that he kidnapped Love, but I like that hit so much harder now with that line building up the context, and then he goes for the hit. Doom tosses him to the side, and I'm like, dude, it's not looking pretty for Thor. It's also not looking pretty for the X-Men. How much screen time will Magneto actually get in this movie? But the money shot of the trailer for me, it was Doom with the Sentinels, man. I'm sorry, like, no, as critical as I can try to be, as analytical as I can get or want to be, that does something to my lizard brain. It gets the goosebumps going. It gets me excited. That is one of those moments where I'm like, it's Doom controlling Sentinels. I just never thought we'd get that on screen. That's pretty sick. It's like the intellectual in me is like watching the trailer, like, oh man, fans are... That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What can I say, man? It just feels good to be excited about Avengers Doomsday instead of just like, oh god, what are they gonna do? I still have that feeling. But this is the most excited I've been for Avengers Doomsday in terms of marketing, for sure, by a clear mile. Cherry on top, they play the Avengers theme, because you don't play an Avengers trailer without playing the theme. That's how you feel it, man. That music is unbeaten. Alan Silvestri's score still hits. That Avengers music, man, that's always gonna stick with me. And you cannot not use it in an Avengers movie. Love seeing it in the trailer. This is definitely the most excited I've been for the movie with this trailer. Getting some villain insight, getting some motivation, getting some tone. I feel like if this movie can keep it in the pocket, focus on Doom, make that the center point, make him the main character, that's where your focus can come from. That's when your movie can be tight. You still have a big universal scaling, crazy story that's huge and humongous, but at the end of the day, it's a personal story with Doom. That's how you keep the focus. That's how you keep the character. That's how you keep the audience engaged. What I do like about RDJ's voice in this is that it doesn't feel like it's imitating something. Like, we saw the voice he broke out to in Comic-Con. I wasn't a fan of that look in particular, but him in the movie, in the trailer, he doesn't sound like RDJ. He sounds like a full-on character. And if we can lean into that, really just have RDJ act, we're gonna be good. One of the motifs I do enjoy is seeing the eyes, the green eyes. There's something so powerful about that, because I don't see RDJ. I do see a character with some kind of lived-in history that we don't know about yet, but I want to learn about. And that's the allure Doom should have through the mask. And if they can really hone in on that, make it work, man, this movie will sing, and it will be special. Guys, thank you so much for watching Scatterbrain Reviews. Leave a like, leave a comment, come talk about movies with us, come talk about stories with us. I will see you next time.